Hey friends, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our MERN stack series. This is our e-commerce project and we have included our header part, right? So we can see our Flipkart logo, we have a search option, we have a login option as well as more and cart, right? Now I'm going to include the authentication part, and as per this design, if I will click on this login, I will get a model with an option like email and password. So I can enter my email and then password and I can do the login. So this is what we have done till the last video, right? Let me open the console and see few things, how everything is working, or is it working or not. So here I will say reg at the rate webscript dot info and password 123456. Let's do the login, and yes, logged in successfully. And here I've got the data, as well as I'm able to log in with the admin ID like Akshay at the rate webscript.info, login, and it is again successful. So I have to do a little change in my backend application. Let me show you where. So yep, close everything, go to the backend, source folder, controller, and here is I have auth.js. So this is for the user, or you can also say the customer. So here I'm checking like user.authenticate, so it will verify like the password is true or not. If you go inside the admin auth.js file and you see here, I'm checking user.role is admin, so I have to do the same check there also. So let's copy this thing, let's go to the auth.js file, direct child of the controller, and here I will paste this code. Okay, so here the user.role should be user, right? Okay, so user.role equals to user, not the admin. And if this got failed, then we'll say uh, only user can. Okay, something went wrong, should better, because I don't want to give a message which tells you are admin or something like that. Something went wrong, so you should come here and see what is wrong. Okay, save this and let's go and let's reload it. Well, that is not the requirement. Now let's do the login and try with the admin. No, try with the admin and try with the password. Say login, and I've got a pending request and it is pending and it's failed, right? So it got failed. What happened over here? Okay, there is this thing wrong, that's a syntax error. Let me try again, and again it got failed. Yeah, I've got something went wrong, so that's a true response, right? So here you can understand like oh, you are an admin or something for your information, right? User will not understand this and he doesn't need to understand. Okay, so that's cool. And let's go to the original Flipkart clone and I will show you what is happening there if you try to log in. So let me log in, and I'm already logged in. So it's a simple thing, right? So if you do the login process and you are going to see the same page home with the products and all, and there you will see a name instead of login button. So here it will be Rizwan and with lots of other options including the existing one, right? So let me do the logout again, and here I've got the login button. Now let's click on that and you'll see this, and you can do the login. Yes, so after the login, you can see I have got my name, like screen is same with the more options. So first I will do this part, like once the user logged in, then we will show over here the name of the user and the different drop down, right? So let's go to your VS Code and let's close this backend part and open the Flipkart clone, go to the source folder, let's go to the components, header, index.js file, and here I have my related things. Okay, so here you can see I have a drop down, right? So yeah, this is the drop down where I'm showing my login button with the login text, right? And on click of this, then set login model will be true, and I will see a model with the email and password. So I can put my email and password, then I can do the login, right? And yep, and what I have to do, I have to get something. So first you have to include this const auth use selector auth. So this is the I have already added it, okay, because I was checking. And here you have to add this line. After this you can see I have auth part over here, and I will add a use effect hook, okay, so I can put my I can make the user log in, and I can make some change in the UI, right? And it is going to be like a component did update, so I will say auth dot authenticate. So automatically this authenticate will be true for the logged in user and false for the not logged in user. Okay, so here I will put, and I will say if auth dot authenticate, so for the logged in user, right, it will be true, and for the non logged in user it will be false. So when it is false, then it will not execute, but when it is true, I will do some change, right? Okay, just wait a second and let's comment this code, and before that let's go down and create a function, right? So I will create a function const render locked in menu, render locked in menu, and I will create one more function like that, render non locked in menu, right? And let's go down and find your drop down. So here I have a drop down with the login text, right? So let's copy this. No, not this one, this one I'm talking. So let's copy this one. What I'm doing, yeah, let's copy this drop down menu, and this is for the non-logged in user, right? So let's go to your function and paste over here, right? So here I have a drop down menu, and let me format the document. So this is for the non-logged in users, right? Let me render that. Okay, where is this? Yep, let's go down and let's remove this. Okay, I will say render non-logged in menu, and hopefully it is going to be same, no change, right? Yeah, this is same, not an issue. Yeah, it is fine, right? So I'm getting the same thing. I will create one more function, right? And this time I will again copy this render logged in drop down, copy, and let's go to your render logged in menu. We'll say return, and here the options will be change, right? And also this class name login button is not required over here. Okay, also remove this thing, right? It's just anchor tag or whatever, we'll change that later. And here I'll put the name of the user, like whatever the user is. For example, right now we'll say Rizwan Han, and okay, I'm a logged in user, right? So I will get auth also, so I'll say auth dot user dot full name, and yeah, that's the anchor tag. And here I will have some extra options. Let me go and check with the Flipkart. So I have my profile, supercoin Joan, Flipkart plus Joan, whatever it is. So my profile, and I will add log out, right? So this is the drop down menu for the logged in user. And let's go down, and where is our logged in options? Here, right? So let's remove this, and I will say auth dot authenticate. So if this is true, right, I will make it false, and I will make render non-logged in menu, else render locked in menu. Okay, what I'm doing, so when authenticate is false, it will be true, or you can do reverse, vice versa, whatever it is. So authenticate true, then render this. And okay, cool, save it. Now let's go and check this out. So over here, something went wrong. Unexpected token. Where is unexpected token? On line 69. Oops, here. What I've done. Save it. Now let's go and check. So I have got a login option, right? Now let's try to log in, and here I'll say res@webscript.info password. Now let's do the login, and you can see what I have. So if I will close this model, and you will see I've got my name, Rizwan Khan, with the different drop down, right? So this is the bigger one with the details, like, yeah, I don't need new customer sign up this time. So I will remove this first menu, save it, and I have to do login again because that is not a permanent save. res@webscript.info and then password, then do the login, and you can see the name got changed. You can just close this, and you can see the name. I have got name, right? And you can see the options. Right now I have my profile, supercon join, and all the option whatever I have added for the logged in user, right? I have to do a little bit of change for that. So what I can do, I have a similar option, CSS code, that's for the more option, and here I have a more. Let's copy this and let's go to the find the CSS of that more, and I will add here. So I will say comma, and what is it? It's a name, user thought, full name, right? Now let's copy this. Let's go to index.js, and instead of more, here it is. We'll say class name equals to full name, save it, also save over here, and hopefully that is gonna work. But I have to fix this, otherwise I have to do the login again and again, because this is already logged in user, right? So for that, what I have to do, let's go to the app.js file over here, and here I have a couple of things, right? So here I have to add a thing like use effect, and it is here I'm gonna add some functions. You are familiar with all this, right? Because we have done the same thing in admin, and you have to import this one, line number 6, use dispatch, use selector, as well as line number 7, use is user logged in or not. So you have to import these two lines. I hope it is not in your file right now because I have added it. And here after the adding this two line, you can use that. So we'll say const dispatch equals to use dispatch, and yep, and let's come here and put auth.authenticate, and here we'll say if auth.authenticate. So if auth.authenticate is true, then we don't need to do the login process, but if it is false, we'll check the local storage exists or not. For that, we'll have to dispatch an action that is user logged in. It's the same thing like admin, right? You remember all of it. And here I have to also say const auth equals to use selector, say state dot auth. Okay, because we are using over here auth.authenticate, and I need that information that is coming from this, right? Save this, and you can see I've got the name Rizwan Khan, and that is perfectly fine. You reload this and you will see, because I'm a logged in user, I have the information in my local storage. Because of that, I'm getting my name, the options like that, right? So this is working fine. One thing is done, and I have to do a few more things. Yep, let's go. And okay, so this is what we have done, and yep, so here we have is user logged in, and this is working fine. Next thing I want to do, I want to fetch the product, right? So for example, let's go to the electronics and let's go to the Samsung, and here I have the product. You cannot click on this, right? So I have to make this items clickable, and then we will create a page like a product description or product details page, right? So for that, let's go to your product store file. Okay, so we already have that in our containers, product list page, product store, index.js, and here I have this product, right, which we are returning over there, and here this block, so this is the container of the product, so that's this single product, right, with the price and all the information. So I'll do something. You have to import a link, so import link from react-router DOM. Now let's go down and replace this div. So this div is a block level element, keep in mind, and I will replace this with link. After that, so this is now a link is nothing but an anchor tag, and this is also an inline element, so I have to make this a block level element, say display block, save it, and which looks exactly same, no problem, only the anchor tag features are here, so it got blue and got some underlines, right? But yeah, this is one thing, because we want to navigate to a different page, and here I will add one more thing, that is 2, and I will say anchor tag /, so I will put like a product slug. So for that I will say product dot slug. Next I will add other information like you want to add both things, right, because both looks fine, right? And I will say product dot underscore id, and next we are going to have a p that represents the product. Okay, so p or slash whatever it is, fine. Okay, and okay, so let's click on this, and you can see the change in URL. That's a product slug, right? And after the product slug, I have the product ID, and this is coming the same page, or it shouldn't come, right? We have to create a new page for the description. So for that, we will create a new page inside the containers. So let's create that. We'll say product details page or description. I will put an index file, index.js, and I will add a component or fc product details page, save it. Now let's go to your app.js file. There we have our router, and here we will create a new route. I will say the first thing I want the product slug. Next thing I want the product ID, right? And that's it. /p, don't forget about that. So this is our ID, the slug, and then product ID, and then /p. This is what we have added right now. Here we'll say product details page, and also keep in mind, so this routes works based on the matches, right? So if this gets matched, then it will render the home page. If this gets matched, then it will render the product list page. But here you can see the /slug and /product slug is same. So here a product slug and this slug is same, which will try to render this product list page instead of this product details page. Let me show you. So let's save this, and yep, so let's try, and let's Samsung, let's go to the Samsung. Now let's click on that, and you can see this rendering the same page, right? Because we don't have we have created this product details page, and we have nothing in that page except the letter product details page. But I'm getting the existing page, which is that, which is actually the product list page, right? So I have to change the priority. So I have to first get this match, save, right? Now if this gets matched, which is exact, like if this match exactly, then home page. Otherwise it will look for this product slug, product ID and P. If this gets matched, then it will render product details page. But if this will not match, basically the second part, product ID and P, will not match. Okay, and then it will see if it is a slug, then it will render the product list page. Save this and let's go, and you can see the product details page are coming, right? So let's go Samsung, right? I'm getting all the Samsung mobiles. Now click on this, and you can see the product details page are coming. This is what we just have created right now. So let's go to the VS Code again and go to your newly created page and add the layout, right? And after the layout, we'll say div product details page, sorry, save. Yeah, we are getting everything, right? So this is product details page we are getting because of this URL, and we also have the ID with /p. Okay, now let's go and add some actions. So before that, I will show you, I have added few things. So first, what you can do, you can go to your store index.js, and you can see I have added this compose with DevTools. This is what we have added previously in the admin application. So you just copy and paste this thing, and then you're ready to go. So this is one thing you have to do. Second, I have added few constants. So here you can see I have the constants. So I will just uncomment this constant. Okay, so I have uncommented this constant. This constant is for to get the single product. So I will create an action, and with this constants, I will fetch the product based on the ID only, right? So this is what we have: get product details by ID request, success and failure. Next, let's save this. Next, we have to create an action. So let's go to the product.action.js file. And here we have an action. So let's uncomment this also, and you can copy paste directly. This is totally same thing. So here we have our get product details by ID, and this is our API /product/product ID. So this is what we have to create in the backend to get the single product details. And this is a normal dispatch success, and this is dispatch failure. And let res is the variable in like out of this try and catch. So this res is available inside this catch also. Now save this code. Okay, so we need this API in backend also. So let's go to your backend application, MERN backend, sorry, and let's go to the source controller and product.js, and here we have this API, right? So you just copy and paste, write the things. It is same like usual. So it's a get product details by ID is a controller which takes two argument, request and response. Okay, and we are getting the params product ID from the params, and then we are checking if product ID is valid or not, and then we are trying to find the product and fetch and then return the product. If it is not, then we'll return params required. Now let's go and see the route of this controller. So you can go and check the route of this controller. So route is simple, it's a get request with the API product/product ID, right? So this is the API, right? You can match it with our, so this is what I'm calling product and product ID. It will call this, it will execute this controller, and this is already added in the index.server.js file, so you don't need to worry about that. So here it is, product routes. That's it. Here you do this code, right? It is the same thing. And yep. Now let's go to the Flipkart clone, source, actions, product actions, and this is the API I have just shown you, right? So product and product ID, that's it. Save this. Now let's go to your containers and product details page index.js file, and I will create, I will add that action. So here I will first try to fetch, and let's go to the index.js file, and here you have to include this line also, like export asterisk from product action to get all the actions from the product, right? And after that you go to index product details page and call the function. So write the hooks first, dispatch equals to use dispatch, and then use effect. So it will be like component did mount or did update. Oh, it is, yeah, component did mount, and then here we'll call dispatch, and here we'll call the actions. So you can get the action get product details by ID, right? So which takes a payload, right? So we'll create the payload, const payload equals to params, and here in the params we'll say ID, right? So what I'm trying to get over here, product action, it is product ID. Okay, so let's paste over here product ID, and I have to get the ID from the URL. So we'll say const, and what is the ID? That's the ID. So we'll say product ID equals to props dot params match. So that's the route, and here we'll get the product ID. Okay, let's first console this before the dispatch. Console.log props, save, go, and yeah, type cannot read property match of undefined props dot params dot, okay, it's props dot match dot params. That was the wrong. Yes, now let's go to the console. And here you can see yep, history, and here match params props.match.params, and then we have a product ID. Just take this, yeah, uncomment this, and we have a product ID. Now let's pass the payload, save it, and let's go to the action again just to confirm things. It's product ID from the payload and params, right? Save it, and let's reload the whole application. Let's go to the network tab, and here it is the call. So this is the API /product / the product ID preview. Yes, we have got the data. So this is all about the product details, right? So this is all about the product details. Now we can get the data and we can render on this page, right? So yep, so I will simply do one thing. Let's go to the details index.js, and here we'll say json.stringify, but before that I have to take that data, const product equals to use selector, and here we'll say state dot product. Yes, one thing I forgot to tell you, yeah, of course, when we are adding action, then we have to reducers also, right? So you can go and check the reducer, and you have to add this code. So just let me uncomment this. So this is what, here we have a product constant, get request, and then success, and then failure. To handle this, we have these two variables. Let me uncomment these two also. Now here we have product details, so we can save all the product details in this product details variable, and this is a flag variable. Okay, now let's save this. Let's go to the folder and let's reload, and we're getting nothing. So yeah, we have ordered the Redux tool also, and I'm not getting it. Dev tool on the right side. We reload. So here it is successful. Get product details by ID success, and I'm getting all the details, state and product, and then product details. Yes, I have got the name Samsung and all the things, description and everything, right? So why it is not coming over here? You can go and check in the render page. Product details index.js. Yes, actually this I have to add it, right? Say product, and you can see the information. So I'm getting all the details, and you can find the details over here, product details, and I have got the ID, name and everything. So for now I will just say uh, product dot product details dot name. And yes, we have got this name, Samsung Galaxy M01. Whoa, so it is working, right? Like this we can render everything. For example, Samsung. So let me open one of them. So this is the product description page. So we are going to develop exactly similar a page like this. So here we have on the left side we have a product with a product previews, and on the right side we have the details of the product, right? So information like description, specification, and other options to buy and reviews, right? And then that's some similar products, and then you can also buy bought together. So the other features are there, we'll avoid right now. Okay, so we'll develop this similar page in the next video. Before that, I will do a final things which I forgot. And yep, so here we'll do, let's reload, and as I'm already logged in user, let me clear the console. Not local storage dot clear. Okay, now let's reload, and you are logged in state. So here you will see one issue. Let me do the login, and ris at the rate web script dot info, and one. Now let's do the login, and you see what just happened. I have got my name, but this model is as it is right now over here, and it should not be here, right? So it should be false, and you can see the Redux state also. So here you can see the login successful, and you can see the auth, and auth is authenticate is true right now. And before, if you see the difference, so it becomes true, but it was false. Okay, so we'll target this variable and we'll do our operation. So let's go and go to your header. So where is the components and header index.js, right? And yeah, this is what I have commented. We'll say auth.authenticate. Initially it is false for the when you log in first time. Before the login it will be like false, right? But once it will be true, then we'll say set login model false. Save this. Okay, now let's try and log in again. Okay, so let's do login. Say the login, and you can see the model disappeared automatically. I have got my details, all the required details, as well as I have got Samsung Galaxy M10. Let's go to the other products. Okay, let's go to this Samsung Galaxy, and it's A31 Prism, 128GB, 6GB RAM. Let's go back and see other Samsung Galaxy A51. So it's a Samsung Galaxy A51. All are coming absolutely perfect and fine. So guys, this is it for this video. In the next video, we'll develop the product description page. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye bye. Have a nice day.